Okay, so we're ready to move on. And remember, we're not going to be doing her as the Queen Mary. This is actually going to be the SS Poseidon. So there are a couple of plans that I wanted to do before we started the parts preparation in this build. First thing we need to know, again, this is not going to be the Queen Mary. We're using the Queen Mary from Advent Models. This is from 1972. And, well, the Poseidon was modeled after the Queen Mary. So the similarities are just, that's not going to be the issue. But what I want to do is I want to start referring to this ship as the Poseidon. She's not going to be the Queen Mary. So I did a little sketch on the Poseidon, and I want to go over some of the things that I want to do to this model kit, and I want to show you the plan. The plan is we're going to have smoking stacks. Now I looked into a couple of things. They have, like the model trains, they have the small little tube of oil that you put in, and as it heats up, it ignites and burns off the oil, and that's what creates the smoke. And then they have the other one. I actually got this idea from, we're doing the Agora models that build the Titanic. And there are little discs that actually get current run to it. And with a little bit of water, what it does is it actually vaporizes the water through the current on a disc. And I think I'm going to do that for the smokestacks. So let me show you guys the smokestacks. I didn't know if there was one that was off the tree. I thought there was. Yes, there is. Okay. I'm going to use that one as a reference. Alright, let's put this back aside. There we are. So I think this is going to be big enough where I can run that little piece. The piece is round, but if I need to crimp it a little bit, I'll do a little bit of experimenting. But we're going to do this for all three stacks because in the film we see smoke from all three stacks. And also this is in, I believe this is 1/550 scale. It's eluding me right now, I'm not sure, but anyway, the size of the smokestack should be able to accommodate, it definitely would accommodate the electronics that are going to go through it, but there's a little disc that's going to be powered and the water is going to be vaporized through that disc. So that is the plan for the smokestacks. We're actually going to have water vapor coming from the smokestacks like in the film. The next thing I want to model this after the actual filming model is that, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the filming model was actually self-contained. It had battery power and it had lights, the propellers rotated, and it had smoke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the propellers rotate. You can see the tentative plan. Again, this is all subject to change, but I'm going to put the motors into the back, the bottom, the aft end of the hull so we can rotate the propellers. And no, I'm not going to have them just spinning like a fan. I'm actually going to have them slowed down where it's going to be yeah, it's going to be slow. I mean, we don't want it to blur. That just would look like a toy. So that's what we're going to try to do. Let me show you the hull. And I want to kind of give you guys a sense of where I plan to get. So let me just tentatively put this together. So just about like that. So the motors, well, first of all, you guys can see where the propellers are going to go. We got the propeller shaft housings, and they're going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 where they're going to come out. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put the motors in the areas, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a shaft from the motor out to the propeller, and that's going to in fact rotate the propellers. So if it looks as good as it does and what I'm thinking, it's going to be pretty cool. So that's what's going to be in place to rotate the propellers. We're going to do the engines, or the little motors. So far we're going to have the smoking stacks, we're going to have the rotating propellers, and lastly, just like the filming model in the movie, we're going to light up the windows and we're going to light up the smokestacks. So when it comes to the ship, in the film, you don't see a whole lot of lights on the side of the hull. They are there, but we don't see a lot of them because with the filming model, understandably you're not going to drill out the portholes down near the water line because you don't want water getting into the model. But up here, towards where the promenade deck would be, again, there's not a whole ton of lights on the filming model, but you can see them. So when it comes to the filming model, when you're looking at it head on, you can see where the bridge area is. The bridge does have lights, and the next thing you'll notice is that there's like a curvature on the bottom where they have like rectangular shaped windows, and those are lit up. You really notice those on the filming model. You don't really see the port and the starboard lamps on the bridge wings, but you do see the lights in front of the smokestacks. So those are going to be lit. We're going to light up the bridge, the windows on the bottom of the bridge. We're going to light up some of the passenger windows, the portholes. I'm going to try and make it look as close to the filming model as possible with the lights. So I'm going to look at the filming model and I'm going to see where all the lights are, and then when I make the sketch for the lighting plan, because these are going to be different plans. I'm just showing you basically in a nutshell the plan for everything right now. But I'm going to show you guys a plan we're going to put in place for these smokestacks with all the circuitry. Then I'm going to show you guys a plan that we're going to do for the propellers with the motors. That'll be its own plan, and we're going to show you the lit up windows, or the schematic for all the lights, and that'll be a separate plan as well. So this basically is just the overall kind of plan, just to bring everything into focus and to show you what I plan to do for this model kit. So this is going to be a really fun build. We're going to do the SS Poseidon just like she looked in the Poseidon adventure, and we're going to have the smoke coming from the smokestacks. We're going to have her propellers rotating, and we're going to have the lights like she was shown on screen just before she sank. Also, what I was thinking of is this model came with a base, but I'll show you guys. This is the base that came with the model. I'm not really a fan of this base. I'm not too crazy about it, so I don't think we're going to use that. I think what we're going to do, let me get it back together to show you. I think we're actually going to do like she has. Now the filming model is in San Diego, and she's actually on supports for like a custom base. It's like pieces of wood or blocks that cradle her at port and starboard, and I'm thinking that that's what we're going to do. We're going to do something like that, and then I want to make a little plaque I'm going to make her as the SS Poseidon. But this was the overall plan to get everything kind of started. So what we're going to do in the next video is we got to prepare all the parts. Remember, this is from 1972, so we have to clean them. And I want to get all this paint off. Luckily, it's just this section that has the paint. So I'm going to show you how to take the old tester's paint off after it's been sitting on a model for a really long time. So that'll be the next video. We'll be cleaning off the parts, getting them ready to prime, and we'll be taking off the paint. So my friends, I thank you so much for watching, and until the next video, I'll talk to you soon.